Subscribe to Get Curried and click on the bell icon for recipe notifications. Food can help in bringing people together and creating a connection through it. Well, this is a story about Eli and Sajan, where a wrong dabba actually gets delivered, but eventually what happens is a bond gets created. Well, that's the magic about food. And the movie that I'm referring to is Lunchbox. And the meal that I'm going to show you today is a Paneer Kofta. So let's begin. I'm going to divide this recipe into two parts. The first one is the kofta and the second one, of course, is the gravy. Let's begin with the kofta. For that, I'm going to use cashew nuts. You could use these to stuff them or you could use these just like that. What I'm going to do is chop these roughly for now. Well, in different parts of the country, rather in different states and different cities of India, a kofta curry is made differently. Some prefer a white gravy, some prefer a yellow gravy. But the one that I'm making today is going to be tomato based yet creamy. Well, cashew nuts are chopped and ready. Let's transfer this into a bowl. Like I said, even if you wish to stuff these in the kofta, what you could do is make a mixture of cashew nuts, raisins and chopped chilies and stuff the koftas with. But what I'm going to do is make the koftas just like that. The next ingredient that goes in is khoya or mawa. This is followed with paneer or cottage cheese. Just crumble it roughly. Well, similarly, you could make different varieties of koftas. You could make a lauki kofta or a mixed vegetable kofta. The only difference there is to reduce the quantity of paneer and add in those vegetables. Lauki, of course, you can grate it. You can remove all the water and you can either grate it or crush it. You could also add in some assorted vegetables and make a mixed vegetable kofta. But for now, let's see how to make a paneer kofta. You need to crush this nicely. Time to season this and add in some spices. The first one is some red chili powder. Do not need to add in too much because it will start discoloring or turning red in color. Some crushed fennel seeds, garam masala, just a few grains of sugar. Well, this will give it a little touch of sweetness and also add into the caramelized coating on the outside. Along with this, two and final ingredients. The first one, of course, is salt. And along with this, to give it a nice crisp exterior and crunch, I'm going to add in some corn flour. We need to mix this well. And while we're mixing this, it's also time to turn the flame on and add in some oil and allow it to heat. Well, these are koftas which you can air fry, you can deep fry, you can shallow fry. That's a personal choice. Let's make lemon-sized balls of this kofta mix. Time to dredge all of these in a little bit of corn flour to get that nice and crisp exterior. Need to flip this carefully without breaking these koftas. Do not overdo the corn flour because otherwise it'll get that white layer on top which could be unappetizing. Time to fry these. We need to flip this carefully without breaking the koftas and turn it round and fry it till it's nice, crisp and golden brown on the outside. The koftas are done and ready. Let's transfer these on a plate for later use. Time to now move on to making the gravy. For that, we of course need a paste of onions. So let's make that first. I'm taking red onions. To this, I'm also adding in ginger and garlic. Let's run this into a fine and smooth paste. Our onion, ginger and garlic paste is done and ready. Time to move on to light the flame and heat some oil. For some added flavor, I'll be adding in some desi ghee. Once the ghee melts, time to add in the paste of onion and ginger garlic. Do not wash this. We need this back to grind the paste of cashew nuts. Time to grind cashew nuts. Once this gets ground into a fine paste, let's add this into the onions. Mix this well and allow this to cook on medium to high flame for a minimum of 3 to 4 minutes. We need to keep stirring this intermittently to make sure it doesn't stick to the sides or the bottom. Once this starts leaving the sides of the pan, time to add in tomato puree. Well, this is homemade, of course. All you need to do is remove the eye of the tomatoes and run this into a mixer into a smooth and fine paste. Time to add in powder spices. The first one that goes in is kasuri methi or dried fenugreek leaves. To this, I'll also be adding in garam masala along with chili powder. Time to add in sugar and finally salt as required. Give this a stir and allow this to cook on medium to high flame for a minimum of 7 to 8 minutes or till oil starts leaving the sides of the pan. After a few minutes, you'll notice that oil starts releasing from the sides of the pan, and that's the sign of adding in water. Just add in like half a cup of water. Allow this to boil on high flame for roughly 2 minutes. Time to add in fresh cream. And along with this, butter. We need to give this a stir, and with this, we need to also add in the koftas. We need to give this a stir carefully without breaking the koftas. Allow this to cook for precisely 2 minutes, and with this, your paneer kofta is done and ready. With this, Paneer Kofta from the movie Lunchbox, which teaches us how food can make life crisp and delicious, is done and ready. On that note, do not forget to like and share the video and continue watching and showing love for Khana Peena Aur Cinema.